So would you be mad if a relative came to you and said, instead of giving you Christmas gifts, I'm going to donate to a charity in your name? What would you do? So in this video, I'm sharing an interesting story. I don't usually do videos like this, but I wanted to talk about this. So I don't know if you've heard of this series before, but it's called Am I the A-Hole? I'm not cussing because, you know, some of y'all might be watching this with your kids in the background, so I'm going to be mindful of that. But am I the A-hole for doing this? So you may have seen this go around on social media where people in these Reddit forums, where they drop these scenarios and they ask people, am I the A-hole for doing this? And they get people's feedbacks and comments about this. And lo and behold, I found one related to nonprofits and charitable giving, and I had to bring it to my YouTube channel because I want you to tell me what you think. So let me read this one for you because it gets juicy. Money is tight this year for me and my spouse, female and non-binary, in our 20s. Like tight. And to be honest, I've just gotten really disenchanted with the rampant materialism of our world lately. It's been a really bad year. My partner and I told our family members and friends to please not get us anything for Christmas because we're skint. And we stand by that. We're not expecting or wanting anything. So I didn't know what skint means. I guess that we don't have any money. So let's just say that they don't have any money. But we came up with an idea where instead of scrambling to try and buy a bunch of paltry low-cost gifts that would in all likelihood be meaningless to their recipients, we could pool all the money we could possibly spend on gifts this year, which is about $200 combined, and we could donate the sum to a meaningful charity in our family's name. We are deliberating between donating to Ukrainian relief or Iranian bail bonds or lawyer fees. We feel that it would be a meaningful contribution in the spirit of Christmas giving. Keep in mind that this was 2022, so at the time of this recording, this was 2 years ago. Just wanted to add that caveat in there. But like 2/3 of the family members we brought it up to disagreed. They argued that a gift for them should be something for them and that the children especially wouldn't understand and would just feel ripped off. My sister and brother both came to us and told us that the children should get material gifts they can understand at their ages. They're all under 10. But most of our fund was for kids, and that will leave us with not much money at all to donate. We're very torn about it. And my partner especially feels like we should go through with the charitable donation. They feel that the children will learn to appreciate what we did for them as they age. My sister turned around and got pretty nasty about it, saying we'd be huge a-holes if we sat our nibblings down this Christmas and told them we gave money away for them and that was supposed to be their gift. So there was an edit to this. She added more to it, but I'm not going to read it until the end of the video. But I'm just going to stop here and tell you what a couple people said about it and give you my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion. So my first reaction to this was, it's their money. They can decide what they want to do with their money. If they decide they don't want to participate in Christmas and they have actively said, hey, don't get us anything, we won't give you anything, then my first reaction was, okay, then you have every right to decide what to do with your money. But then after I started thinking about it more and seeing some of the comments, I started to think a little bit like, wait a minute, there's more to this. And let me tell you some of the comments that I saw on Reddit with people's responses, because people pretty much said that they were a-holes for doing this, and most people actually did not agree with them on this. So a couple comments were around this theme, and people were saying, if you don't want to participate in Christmas, that's fine, but don't donate to a charity in my name. That's actually not a gift. That's not something that I asked for. That's not something that I probably wouldn't want, especially the children wouldn't want. So don't say that you're giving me a gift when it's not actually a gift. So my first thing I thought about was, is a donation actually a gift? Right? And when does it really become a gift? So I worked for a really great company. It was a very, very small women-owned company. And what they would do often for the Christmas season, instead of giving us gifts, they would give to a charity of our choice. So they would allow us to pick the charity and they would give a sizable gift to these organizations. So I got to thinking, like, is a donation actually a gift? And what makes something a gift? Is it based on what the giver wants to give, or is it based on the person receiving? Because I did think about it and I'm like, am I going to be angry about what somebody decides to give to me? They didn't have to give to me at all, right? They didn't have to do anything. So them deciding to do something honorable in my name, even though I may not like it, it's still a gift. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but you know how you get a gift that you really don't like? You know how you get gloves, or you get something like lotion that you're never going to use, but you're just accepting it to be nice. There are gifts like that all the time. So what's the difference in this scenario? You may not have liked it, you may not have appreciated it, but we're not often in control of the gift that we're given. The only caveat I'll say to this, the only difference here is with the children. So there are some people who are making comments like, leave the kids out of it. Kids under 10 are not going to understand that when they're expecting a gift and you tell them, hey, we gave to charity, they're not going to understand that. And I agree with that. And I love giving gifts for Christmas to children. So that's the only thing I'll be like, yeah, come on, y'all. Like, give the kids some gifts. Give them what you know that they would appreciate, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money, especially if money is tight. So that I understand. But when it comes to an adult, I got to thinking we are often not in control of the gifts that we get, and a lot of times the gifts are trash. A lot of times there are things that sit on the shelf anyway, so what's the big deal? The other thing that somebody brought up is, well, what if you donate to a charity I don't agree with? Because someone made a comment about how somebody in their family donated to a charity that they didn't agree with their values, which I do think is a valid point. So don't give to something on my behalf because you're trying to push certain values on me or you want me to align with that, right? If you're going to give to a charity, it is helpful to ask the person at least what you want them to give to or you don't want them to give to, because that's real. There are some causes and there's some organizations that people just don't get behind. We're now in an era where people can look up information and people are very specific about what they want to support and what they don't want to support. So I will say, yeah, you got to be mindful, at least when you're giving a charitable gift, of who you're giving it to and if that person would even appreciate it or even want that in their name, because you're putting their name on it on their behalf without consulting them. So those are the two things I would think about. The whole thing around the kids, like the kids are not going to understand it, and giving in somebody else's name when you're not even sure that they would even want their name on something like that. Other than that, I kind of have an unpopular opinion that they have every right to do with their money what they want to do, honestly. How can we decide for them what they should or they shouldn't do? But let me give you an edit and tell you what happened. I think people were pretty much going in on them on this Reddit thread. I think they were kind of surprised at the response, so they did come back and did an edit, and this is what they said. All right, we're hearing what you're saying loud and clear. We will be buying some age-appropriate children's books from a thrift store that's doing a Christmas charity drive on their December purchases and baking a big plate of my famous cookies that everyone loves, and those will be the gifts for the children. The adults get nothing. We'll be going forward with the remaining $160 or so that we'll have left and donating it to Ukraine or Iran. That way the children get gifts they'll like that will still be contributing to a good cause beyond their own enjoyment, and we can make our donation. So in the end, they took about $40 and bought gifts for the children, which it sounded like it was at least 2 or 3 kids, which is interesting that it only took about $40 and they were able to donate the rest to the causes they wanted to donate to. In my opinion, after reading that, it seems to me this was more so about them making a statement to their family, about them being disenchanted, like they said before, about the materialism of the holiday, and they really wanted to say something to their family. That's what it seems like to me. It seems way bigger than, hey, I just want to do something good this year. This was more of, we got something to say. We want y'all to know about it. We want y'all to feel it. And okay, we're not going to bring the kids into it, but we're tired of dealing with this. We're tired of being involved in this. And we think you should be thinking more about this than these gifts. That's what it sounds like to me, that they're trying to tell their family what they should be doing and they're using themselves as a model. That's just how it came off to me. Anyway, I would love your thoughts on this topic and let me know, were they being a-holes for doing this, and is a charitable donation actually a gift? Let me know in the comments, and if you need help starting your nonprofit, visit me at bossonabudget.com. I have resources there for you to help you get started and to raise money. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.